Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. My video title, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing, of course, aewdynamite. This is July 16th, 2025, Dynamite. And like I mentioned before, they're all in. All in that happened was probably the best pay-per-view I ever seen. Especially in person. In person, that was the best pay-per-view I've ever seen in person. Best wrestling show I've ever seen. But on pay-per-view wise, probably one of the best ones I ever seen. That was very crazy, very good. This is basically the Dynamite after All In. We've seen, of course, a lot of great things. I'm gonna go down the list. Of course, Hangman Page opened up the show, getting a promo, thanking everybody who helped him, even thanking Swerve as well. He said it kind of fast. He's like, Swerve, thank you. And he walked off a little bit. So he said kind of fast. You know, it probably pained him to say it a little bit, but he gave thanks to everybody who was putting their body on the lines to try to end the Death Rider's reign. We also seen, of course, Cal Fletcher in action, but we also seen, of course, Matt and Nick Jackson. You know, they ain't have the EVP titles anymore, so they lost a lot of their stuff. They ain't got no pyro. They ain't have any Titantron, anything like that. So basically, they just lost all their privileges. I guess the privileges they had as EVPs is all gone and stuff. Kind of funny, a little bit. But we also seen, of course, a series moment. MJF sending a big warning to Hangman Page. He said that Moxley would have won. He said I would have went out there and just cashed in on him and go ahead and pinned him. He said because I had nothing to prove to him. But he said to you, Hangman, I got to prove something to you. Last time Hangman and MJF fought, you know what happened? Hangman Page defeated them. It kind of like was a turning point for Hangman to get back on his good foot and get back to what he was used to being and stuff. And MJF, he always had a little disdain for Hangman Page. They both came in around the same time at the beginning of AEW, of course. MJF became the villain, and Hangman Page became the hero. Hangman Page did some villainous things, and people still view him as a hero because they knew he was lost his path. And MJF tried to be good, and the fans still viewed him as a villain because they knew exactly who he was. So they kind of have parallels of similar stuff, but you know, a little different. And that right there going to drive and be a big showdown between the individuals. It's going to be crazy. So we'll see how this kind of goes. We also seen, of course, Swerve and Okada. Okada called Swerve out. He was mad at Swerve, what Swerve and Ospreay did to his friends, the Young Bucks, at All In. He called them out for a match. Well, not for a match. He called them out just to confront them. But we're gonna see a match probably happening. That would be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. But you know, Swerve, that means he got to deal with another group. The Don Collins family, a lot of them. But Okada was out there by himself and stuff. But there's still connections to that. So you got to deal with the whole group. So go down and go through people and stuff. But Okada versus Swerve, I don't know if that ever happened before. I don't think that ever happened, right? If I'm not mistaken, I don't think that ever happened. So that'd be crazy. You get Swerve versus Okada. Unified Championship, they say it's supposed to be like another world championship. So Unified Heavyweight Championship. So I think most likely we'll see Swerve versus Okada for the Unified title. And you want the title to be looked at like that? You had Kenny Omega and Okada fight for it All In, and now you have Swerve fighting for it as well. So it's about to be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy showdown between those individuals. I don't know if that match is gonna happen at Forbidden Door or it's gonna happen at All Out, but I think it's gonna build up into it. Like, it's gonna be something crazy. And then we also see, of course, Adam Copeland, my guy, my favorite wrestler. You see him go out there. Of course, you know, he's saying that, you know, basically, they took 4 months away from me. The FTR took 4 months away from me. I don't have. You know, I'm about to retire eventually too as well. So you see him go out there and do a promo and say how you coming for FTR. Stokely kind of got a deal done where he said he can't touch FTR, but he should have added himself to the list before he got speared. He should have added himself to that list of being people he can't touch. But we'll probably see this kind of build up and maybe leading to Edge and Christian teaming up to go against FTR. FTR always said one of their dream tag team matches are going against Edge and Christian. So it possibly could happen. But Christian, he got to deal with his family, you know, Nick Wayne and them. How casting them off, you know, Kip Sabian and all of them and stuff, casting them away. So we'll see how that kind of goes and plays out a little bit. You'll probably see a match between those two, Nick Wayne versus Christian Cage. You'll probably see that happening. Mark Briscoe cut a great promo as well against MJF. He's MJF. You played my brother's name, like that. His brother that passed, RP, to Jay Briscoe. You played with his name, and you weasel your way out of things and cheated and stole a win, stole a victory. He says it's not done yet. So we'll probably see another match between those two. Maybe Forbidden Door, or whatever show coming up, or Dynamite or something. Might see a crazy match between those two right there too, because a lot of blood feud rivalry been building up for a little while because MJF keep doing stuff and certain things. Athena sent a message as well to Toni Storm. Toni Storm, of course, the champion, coming out on top after defeating Mercedes Moné. You know, 6-7 different finishing maneuvers she used over the years, including 4 Storm drivers. But all the different moves she used over the years like that built it up to keep Mercedes Moné from getting number 7. Took 7 finishes and keep her from getting 7. That's some pretty cool little stuff. But went out there and handled business, of course. Toni Storm went out there, cut a nice promo. Athena cut her off, and now we got Billy Stark versus Toni Storm next week, who's Athena's protege. Athena said, "Hey, I can cash this in anytime." And maybe she said maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it'll be at Forbidden Door, or maybe be All Out. Maybe be somewhere. You never know exactly why I might cash this opportunity in go out there, because she can do it regularly just for a regular match, or she can do it after your match after it's done like that and cash it on you and go ahead and become world champion. So you never know. And she's already ring runner world champion, almost 1,000 days. I think she's gone nearing 1,000 days as ring runner world champion, the forever ring runner world champion. So could have both belts. You never know what could happen. So we're gonna see how this kind of plays out too with this. But we also seen Tekla kind of form a group with Julia Hart. Her and Julia Hart kind of bonded when it was upside down, doing some twisted stuff like that, hanging upside down instead of her and Julia Hart and Sky Blue formed a little group that kind of cheated. They cheated Kumananada in that match. She had the match kind of won, and then they came out there, distracted her, shot the black mist in her face, and messed her up a little bit. She hit with a stomp by Tekla, and Tekla got the victory and won the $100,000 little match. So we probably see something happen between Queen Aminata and Tekla in the future. I think Queen Aminata might need some friends, get some friends surrounding her a little bit to go against those individuals. I hope they do make a tag team, women's tag team titles. That'd be very good. I feel like they missing that. Add the women's tag team titles. I feel like it's a lot of teams and groups. It'd be great storylines you can add into the mix and some great matches too. So we'll probably see that in the coming maybe months. Maybe, you never know. Maybe it'll be revealed at All Out or something. I don't know. But it's basically most of the stuff I had for the first part, but now I'm about to dive into, of course, the main event, because it's about to come on right now. Okay, the main event just ended. We see pretty good match too. Hangman Page, Mark Briscoe as well, and Powerhouse Hobbs, of course, versus the Death Riders. They defeat the Death Riders in that match, and then after the match, Death Riders started fighting. I thought maybe the Death Riders probably turned on Moxley in this match, but actually kind of setting up, I guess, Moxley another showdown with Darby Allin, which would probably be a crazy match too as well. So Darby Allin was looking down from now. Darby Allin could be looking at two things, because Moxley did take away, when he defeated him, took away his opportunity for the world title like that. So he could be looking at maybe Hangman Page and also, of course, Moxley as well like that. But I think he probably gonna handle Moxley first and then kind of get back on track of getting back that championship. So we'll see what happens, of course, with this storyline and how it continues to go. I thought Jon Moxley would probably be gone after losing the world title like that, but he's still, there and still angry and stuff as well. I thought he's gonna be like gone a little bit and then come back. It's a little different or something. But I think they're kind of setting up for Darby versus Jon Moxley, which would be a good match as well. Another edition of that like that. So we'll still be a third time they faced off. They fought in the Indies. I think the Independence before. I think that's when Moxley kind of first was kind of getting out of the WWE and like that. So they fought one time there. He did some type of handcuff thing where he handcuffed him and beat him up, and then they battled, of course, AEW, of course, before, and then now you see, of course, them battling, about to battle again. I think about the third or fourth time, but we'll see what happens. I think Moxley have won all of them too as well, so there could possibly be a chance for Darby Allin to get back. That's all I have to say this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pretty good Dynamite after All In, setting up some new rivalries like Queen Aminata and Tekla, but also now you add Julia Hart and, of course, Sky Blue to the mix. You got Swerve and Okada, which is probably one of the biggest ones you can get. You have, of course, FTR still with Colt like that, but also FTR, they get muffed in the face by her syndicate that happened at All In and stuff, so that can be tied into it as well. They trying to go for the tag team title, so it's a lot of different storylines kind of building up as well. So we'll see what kind of leads to, because All In is for dreams, where dreams come true. All Out is where nightmares are happen, because we've seen many times like All In be some great positive moments, and then you see All Out, some dark stuff happen. So I think we'll probably see some crazy blood feud rivalries coming up at All Out. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated on some of the stuff. But I'll see you guys probably on Saturday for Collision. Peace out.